Digital storage. So in this lesson, we're going to understand what is digital storage, what we store in these days, and how what is the main difference between two big categories of the storage. And we're going to have a special focus on the RAM and what does it mean functionality. Imagine what is digital storage. Imagine your computer as a big digital bookshelf that you store all your different favorite book that you need to have it for school, for your entertainment, your story you following, whatever they are over there. And that it can be instead of the physical bookshelf, it can be a digital bookshelf that holding your video, pictures, games, document, everything. If you remember, if you go to the grandparents house, how they store the photos, they have a photo album, right? Those are old days now because everything is on the digital form. Another one, think of a digital storage of having a big backpack that you can put everything you want in, including your pen, pencil, calculator, book, ball, food, whatever. Now this digital backpack, it is on the computer, as I mentioned, like a bookshelf that you can put all you need, what you saving, just thinking these days, your game, your video games, a video, text file, music, sound, assignments, documents, they're all, you don't need to have it to carry it on. Recently we're doing like even digital textbook means that you don't need to carry digital textbook because it is online. Most of you using online documents, Word documents means that you don't need to carry on your exercise books. It is all soft copy and you just type it and you have it just all on your device and your storage devices. Next, storage in computer is like a special cupboard where you can keep all your games, picture and homework. Can be inside and outside of the computer that can hold and save your stuff. Next, we're going to identify some storage unit, right? So some example of the storage devices, we're going not just name it, we're not categorizing them, right? So first one is HDD or hard disk drive. Purposely I choose that picture because it's opened. So this device doesn't have cover. Inside that one you see a stack of the disks that a physical arm goes up and down and read the information and write the information. It has a mechanical, it's not fully digital. That's why in recent computer hardly you can see any of those units. So means is that it was so popular still till 7-8 years and is not in use anymore most places. So as I said, this is opened device means is that the cover is took it off, but you would see it like this in the computer. The new shape of this one is this guy. It's called SSD, solid state disk, which doesn't have that that mechanical power, and it works just on electronic units on the binary base without any mechanical arms, which make it so faster and more available and longer and with less downside. Next one, you favorite, you carry on, you put things and your assignment, your file, whatever, which we not is USB, which we not recommended most of my classes do not use, and we are shifting to the cloud storage, which I would cover it next time. So USB also is a storage unit. Let's carry on. Next one is CD, DVD, those stuff, which again they getting outphased. And this guy is SD card, so a small micro storage which mostly uses in the devices like digital cameras, like games, like other consoles. I remember in old days for camera we didn't have digital camera, so we have to go and buy a film, some at like some kind of the storage. It was like tape storage. And it was capacity of that one. It was 6 photo or 12 photo or 36 photo. Total the photo you can take it and they can store. After that number means that you got 24 photos or 6 or 31 without any option of the editing, deleting, and or previewing. You have to take it, and when finished you have to take it to a special shops, they print it for you, then you would see the result. So till that time you cannot see your photo before printed. But recently all the cameras are using something like that to store all the data. Next time, I grew up in high school with that phone. You might not know the name, but it's floppy disk. So floppy disk, it was one of the first portable memories that we used to save or game or document or photo, whatever inside. It was so low capacity and so fragile, means that the soft cover is had that it was easy get broken and we cannot use it. But I grew up with that one. Still I have one of them, and yeah, we used to take it to school every day, but a long time it's outphased and hardly I think anyone used that one. Next one, which we're going to focus more today, is RAMs, which I'm not going to explain now, just I list all the storage devices. And lastly is a ROM. And obviously hard disk, external hard disk drive that you can connect it to the computer through USB port or others and transfer your data digitally on that one. Now let's go ahead. We're gonna divide all the storage devices into main part. Any idea? I give you a second to think. What could be divided and based on what? All right. So first category is primary storage. So we're not talking about what is device, what are they named. We categorize them, right? Like for example, software, hardware. Here we categorize just storage devices in two categories. First is the primary storage, and next one is secondary storage. So what could go to the primary, what could go to secondary, and why they are going? In the primary storage, there are just two devices. It is RAM and ROM. Today we're going to have a special focus on the RAM. And in secondary storage, as I said, USB, floppy disk, hard disk drive, SSD, memory cards, and anything else goes in the secondary storage except RAM and ROM, which they are primary. Let me ask a question. Whenever you're going to buy a computer in any shop, what are the main features of the laptop computer or a tablet? So first they say storage unit. They say, this computer has a 1 or 2 terabytes SD storage service. Okay, so storage is one of the elements everyone looks and they advertise for that one. Second one is CPU. They say, wow, the speed of this CPU is Intel Gen 7 and a lot of features. So people care about the storage and CPU. And next one is RAM. It said, okay, it has a storage, SD card, 2 terabytes, CPU, and also 1 terabyte RAM, for example. But hang on a sec. If RAM and SSD both are the storage device, why in one computer we need two different kind of the storage? Why we need RAM? We can store all in the SSD card. Or why we need SSD? We can store everything on the RAM. That's why we're going to answer. The best way, one of the best way to learn something new is through a story. Just imagine a student, his name is Noah, he has a project to do it with his dad to make in a garden edge, and so at home they have a wall mounted tool rack, right? You see things like that, which they store permanently all the tools over there. On the other hand, to be able to make any project, uh, anything like writing something, drawing, making, they need a workbench that they put things on it and make it. But workbench, keep in your mind, is not a place to store. Like Hammer, maybe you take it and put it on the workbench for this project, but it's not the place you permanently put the hammer. Hammer have to go back to wherever it must be. So Noah and his dad, they're gonna make a garden edge. They're going to buy some timber from Bunnings, and after that, they need some stuff, some tools. So they take it from where they normally permanently store. First, they took a hammer from mounted tool rack, then a measuring tape, a handsaw, screwdriver, some nails, and wrench, of course. And timber also need to come here. So they have their drawing, the planning, the measuring, the cutting. After that, they came up with a project that is finished and is gardening edge for the gardening, for they grow their own food project in Taz. They need to make that one and put it in their backyard and grow some vegetable, take photo for the project. So the things they had in mind already done, completed. What they have to do, that's it? No. One thing left. Everything have to go where that they store permanently. Those tools shouldn't be there. So what we do, we take the tools back to wherever they used to be. Right? Hammer goes back, leftover timber, handsaw, and everything else. How about the gardening edge? Should be here? No, we're not leaving it here. That also need to go wherever to mean to be, wherever you design it to be, which obviously is not workbench. And by end of the day, workbench, as I said, must be clear because workbench is workbench. It's not a place to store things permanently. Now, how we can link that one to our things? So consider workbench like mounted toolbox as a secondary storage that already has something permanently installed. So Windows that you run in already installed on the secondary storage. You install Chrome, which already installed over there. You installed a Microsoft Word, which a copy is there. You installed a Microsoft Team is a copy on a secondary storage. And a game which already is in secondary storage. Those are permanent storage place for those things. And like the hammer that you cannot use it over there, you need a working bench. And that working bench is primary storage, RAM. Anything to be able to be run, you must bring it on the primary storage to be run it. So whenever you turn on the computer, the first thing is a copy of the Windows from the secondary storage would come to the primary storage. Here we go. And then you run your Microsoft Team, a copy would come there. You see, the copy doesn't get deleted, just a copy comes here and ready to work, working bench. Then you run the Chrome, a Chrome comes here. Then you run Microsoft Word, a copy there. And then in the Microsoft Word, you're going to the new and creating a new file and you're adding text, photo, all the format you learn, and you're making a beautiful document to submit. But that copy still is in the temporary one, like that gardening edge. It's not any copy to the secondary storage. Means is that by end of the day, when you clean up that primary storage of working bench, if you don't store it somewhere, that would go. So that's why if you're writing, having a Microsoft Word open and you forgot to save or power goes off and you don't have access anymore because it is on the primary storage, which is not permanent place to store. You have to go and save it. As soon as you save, a copy would go to the secondary storage. After a while, you would get a little bit bored and you're running your Minecraft game. What's happened when you're running your Minecraft game? So what's gonna happen if you run your Minecraft while you have all those one open, Windows, RAM, Microsoft Team, any Word document, and Chrome. So a copy of Minecraft need to come to the primary storage RAM to be able to run from secondary storage. Be keeping in mind that size, they are different. Normally secondary storage, they are way bigger than primary storage. Primary storage always is this, always not, but depend to your designing of the computer you're buying, mostly is less storage than a secondary one. So when you call in, really run in Minecraft, a copy need to come to run to be able to run. But is there enough room for the new game or not? As soon as you run, you would get error message that is not enough room to run that one. In order to run that one, you need to close some files or you need to get the RAM. That's the question is comes. Next time when you buying a computer or you giving advice and some people said how much RAM, how much storage, you making a wise decision. So RAM, before you advising how much RAM you needed, you have to see what they're doing with the computer. Are they running a lot of programs same times? Are they playing games on the computer, a lot of graphic? If they're doing a lot of job in the same time, like the big graphic designer, like gamers, like HD movies, means that they need a big workbench. So you have to advise them, hey, for your usage, you need to have a big RAM. In other way, it doesn't matter how much storage you have, you cannot run most of the things. But on the other hand, someone said, hey, I'm a student, I'm just running Microsoft Windows, Chrome, Windows, typical tools. And said, okay, you know what? You don't need more than 8 gigabyte RAM. It's a waste of the resources. If you have like a big working bench, you hardly use 1/3 of that. Means that you're wasting 2/3 of that storage, and obviously it's paid and you're not using and it's waste. So in this case, back to our story, when you run in Minecraft and it's not enough store, you would get error message and you cannot run that one. So by end of the day, when you click on the save, when you click save on the Word document, the new file you copy, a copy of that new one, it would go to the secondary storage. From now on, even if you turn off the computer, if power goes off, you're not losing your document because you already saved. But if you're not saved, after cleaning that storage, it would go. So as soon as you save it, a copy would go to the secondary storage. It doesn't matter which one of those one we name it, a copy goes there. It can be USB, SSD, or whatever. And from now on, it's permanently sitting there and you can call it whenever you want. When you close in Chrome, Chrome would just get clear up from the RAM, not secondary storage. The Microsoft Team, when it's closing, you're not deleting, you're just getting clean up from RAM. Word same. And lastly, when you shut down the computer, even Windows, you call it in the RAM, it would go back to the same place. So key point, RAM is not a permanent place to store. It's a working bench that you need any program to be run. It must come there. A very short introduction notice why we need that one, because RAM is super fast, and when working with CPU it is able to catch up, while secondary storage, they are way slower and they cannot be communicating with CPU. So we understand why RAM, what is use of the RAM and why is the temporary, and also there are some more information about RAM, and that's end of our story. Thank you so much. Bye.